Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the functional trainer middle punch. So basically you're just going to be throwing a straight punch, and it's an incredible exercise for those who are training in martial arts or mixed martial arts or boxing or anything like that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your cable arm, I would say a little bit lower than your chest height. And then your rotation arm, you want to have that at around a 1. That way you're inside the machine and you're not like in the middle of the gym floor and you accidentally just catch somebody across the jaw. So the next thing you want to do too is choose the appropriate weight. Make sure you start light, and then you can slowly start to increase the weight every other week or every month or so. But once you do that, you want to make sure that you're taking a nice little step away from the machine. That's going to allow you to fully rotate without the weight hitting or the stack hitting. Then once you do that, you want to make sure that you're throwing the punch straight and that the back foot is pivoting. You want to actually rotate it on the ball of your foot on the back foot. But before we continue, here's a word from today's video sponsor.
I'm today's video sponsor, and if you'd like help losing fat or gaining muscle, there are a few ways I can help you down below. Either set up a free consultation with us, purchase through one of our free affiliate links, or purchase one of our instant access affordable training programs. Can't wait to be of service to you. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
And those are the key things when it comes to doing this exercise correctly. A couple other tips are making sure that you're keeping your core tight and that you're rotating with your core mainly, and not just like rotating with like your feet or anything like that. Just the only foot that should be rotating is the back foot. The front foot should not be rotating. And make sure to keep your hands up while you do this. That way you get used to the motion of putting your hands right back after you throw a punch. My coach once told me, if you don't feel your hand there, you're going to feel someone else's hand there. So obviously you want to avoid that. So keep your hand there, get used to this motion, and the more you do it, the more likely you are to not drop your hands when you're throwing punches, especially not that backhand. Another key thing that I want you guys to focus on is making sure that you're rotating and breathing out while you're doing it. So breathe out when you're extending your arm, breathe in when you're bringing it back. The reason that's important is because when you release that air, you're actually releasing energy. So your punches are going to be a lot stronger. So if you hold your breath and throw a punch, okay, if you're strong, it's hard. But if you breathe out while you do it, that's why you hear a lot of boxers like do that when they're throwing punches, because you can generate a lot more force doing it that way. So when you're doing it here, do the same thing. I'm not saying you got to be like making all these noises in the gym, but just make sure that you breathe out and get used to breathing out when you're punching, because you're going to exert way more force doing it that way. Another thing I want you to do is make sure that the opposite hand that's not throwing punches is also up, because you want to make sure that both hands are up. So you're mimicking the motion of striking and boxing as much as possible while you're doing training, so that when you actually call to perform, then you're going to be it's going to be natural for you, and it's not something you have to try to learn at the moment. So here's some common mistakes: not rotating your body with it. So you're just punching with your arm. These are arm punches; they don't hurt the opponent. Also, you want to make sure that the opposite hand is up and near your chin. That way you're protecting both sides of your face. Also, you want to make sure that you're fully extending. You don't want to throw your punches short. You want to fully extend the elbow while you're punching. Also, make sure that that arm that you're punching with goes back to the face, that it doesn't stay low like this. This is a bad habit to break.